is no.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. I'll take a ginger ale.
Oh yeah, we are black. Because of ginger ale. Canada Dry.
Just promoting stereotypes on your own channel is wild, but sure.
Okay, yeah, let's run that back. Okay. Welcome to Lighting After Dark, where I answer your questions about lighting from inside the booth. I have the chef gal.
Hey everyone, the chef gal here. I give out the recipes. You about to get some today.
Yes.
And you know, you're gonna head over to my channel later for how I'm switching live while we are recording.
Doing two things at once.
You done know.
Today's episode is Black women in the industry. And the reason why we're talking about that is because this month is Black History Month. Chef gal, can you please start us off by, introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, all that jazz, all the good stuff.
Of course.
And I'm going to eat pound cake.
Yeah, I am the chef gal. My real name is Christine. I am a DP based in Brooklyn, New York. I also produce. I also edit. I also do a little production management. I do a little bit of everything. I'm a jack of all trades, but predominantly I DP and also cam op as well. Favorite camera of choice is the FX3 and the FX6. I have a production company with my partner, Drop 40 Productions. So we shoot some narrative stuff, web series, documentaries, celebrity interviews, event recaps, you name it. We're
all
pretty
the
much
things.
shooting it. Yeah, all the good things, not that other stuff that y'all be into. A bit about me and, what I do. And I love telling stories about Caribbean culture as well. And just things that are happening in the community.
Yeah, well, I just want to make this a point. If you see me looking down at my phone, I have the questions on my lap.
And if you see me look down, it's because I'm watching the feed right here live. I'm switching, I'm tapping focus, and I'm also eating cake. But you should tell people what you do.
I mean, they know what I do.
But you know what? Really, they might be a little new.
You're right. I'm Camille. I am also based off in Brooklyn.
Based off.
Yeah, that's not.
I love that. I'm based off. Shoot, not from, not in. I'm based off of this. I'm 100% just Brooklyn.
That's evidence of my brain just.
Yeah. Ingredients, not blood, not water, not organs, just Brooklyn. I love it.
It would have been great if I was wearing Timbs. I mean, I'm wearing J's. You can't see it.
No, it's wide,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, you still can't see it.
Now,
I'm Camille. I am born and raised from Brooklyn, New York. I am a lighting designer-ish.
Wow, the way that you added the ish, how dare you do that to yourself?
You know what? You're right.
You want me to sit here and watch that? Mm-mm.
You're absolutely right. Let me run that.
My nose.
I'm Camille. Born and raised from Brooklyn, New York. I am a lighting designer. Capital L, capital D, and all the other letters in between. I don't know what else to say.
That's it. You just introduced yourself.
I hate the introductions. This is the worst part in school when they would say, go around and tell us a little something about yourself and a little quirk of yours. Like,
see, if you had taken that seriously, you would have had it straight. They just knew you was going to be in front of the camera. I did. Not.
Oh
no, I had to because my name started with a C, so they would always call on me first. So
my name starts with an A. My real name starts with an A.
Then you should have. That's even less of an excuse. They was calling on you first. Shoot, you should have been prepared.
I should have, but I'm not. Let's segue into the questionnaire of this episode. Christine, can you please walk us through your journey into how you got into cinematography? Did you find that doors opened easy for you, or did you just have to put yourself out there and go for it? What was your...
That's a really good question about doors and opening and how I got into things. So my initial interest in, let's just say, filmmaking at all, I would say started in, let's just say, high school. My dad had gotten me sort of like those handy cameras with the mini DVs. And then I was taking calculus in high school. I was that person that was in the library.
Calculus?
Yeah, because you could take AP courses to prepare for college. I took calculus.
You took AP courses?
I took AP calculus and AP statistics. Your girl was
smart.
I'm smart. And so for our final project for calculus, the teacher gave us a creative assignment. She was like, don't do something traditional. Don't stick to the books. Don't stick to math. Take math and do something creative. So some people did poems about math. Some people did drawings. Some people did stick figures. I was like, I'm gonna make a little film.
Oh.
So I made a film, got the people on the block, the kids on the block together, got a little puppet thing going on, and recorded something about a puppet who couldn't learn the formula for finding the derivative of something. So I came up with a dance move. That was kind of like a hopscotch thing to find a derivative. Made a little song. Means, okay. Yeah, you know.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't even fully remember, but this is the things they made us learn. But seeing everyone's reaction to the video in class, seeing people like burst out in laughter, seeing people smile, I was like, I like this. And so that's what really propelled me to just constantly pick up the camera and just capture things. I just loved watching people's reaction to seeing things played back. So from there I just continued, went to college, was doing information systems, and then I was like, oh, there's also TV. Added on the TV major as well. Dropped computer science because at some point it got much more difficult than Hello World, and I was like, what in the world am I looking at? And I knew it was time for me to depart.
Get out.
Because the coding was going over my head. Go for the interjection.
I feel you on the coding because even in lighting, when I was in college, we had to take a coding class. I had to learn Python, and it didn't help that I had a terrible professor. He was like 70 years old, and he did not have the patience. We would ask questions, and he was just like, why don't you know this? And we're like, gang, like we just like it's the first day of class. What do you mean? Why don't we know this? So I feel you on the coding just went way over my head.
It was a lot. I stuck with the TV, made a couple docs that got me some opportunities to travel the world. And then came back from traveling and got a reality check and was like, yo, you got to start from the bottom. At least that's how it was in the early 2000s. You had to really work your way up. So I started out as a production assistant. And speaking of how I got my first start, it was because of someone that I went to high school with. That's when Facebook was really popping. I was messaging people hey, let me know if you hear of anything. And shout out to Keisha. She was like, yo, this NBC, they're hiring. I could pass along your resume.
You got a job at NBC?
I got a job at NBC. What? That was my first industry job.
Okay.
I worked on a crime show, True Crime with Aphrodite Jones, and I was PA-ing it. And I would take any responsibility that my AP wanted to give me. I was like, let me learn this, let me learn that. AP is associate producer. So while I was also PAing, I was learning the associate producer skills as well. Shout out to Savita. She was my first AP. Learned a lot from her. And then from there, I was able to jump to actually being an associate producer because I had gotten all the skills, worked on more reality and travel shows and whatnot, then jumped into rights and clearance, which is making sure that everything is cleared to be showed on TV and getting permission, getting music license and photos and everything cleared. Then jumped into a little bit of field producing, jumped into some producing, jumped back into some APing. Also while still kind of doing my thing on the side, like shooting and editing, but not fully owning it, just kind of like teetering in it while still working in the industry. And then when COVID hit, I was working on a Rick James documentary. We were like nearly done with it. We're like 80% done with shooting, but they were like, all right, everybody got to stay home. And then after that, they pretty much let go of most of the team. And then I was like, you know what, let me really lean heavily into just filming and shooting and being a DP. Let me just, ain't no better time because I can't do nothing else anyway. So that's when I kind of went full speed ahead. And then over time, my partner encouraged me to like share my setups online. And so that started to grow. And so, yeah, now I DP full time. I have a production company full time, work with you sometimes on set as well.
Yes.
And, you know, just making it work. The industry is changing. AI is taking over. Jobs is going. Things is going overseas. Like, it's like you have to make a name for your own self. You have to put your own stuff out there. Then you get noticed, your network builds, and then you slowly start adding more gigs to the lineup. But yeah, that's how I got where I am, you know, people, networking, and skills.
And what I'm also hearing is, she didn't say this, but I'm going to say it. social media is your resume. Social media is your resume. Remember back in the day when we had to like print a resume on paper
Yeah, or LinkedIn
or
was like,
LinkedIn?
yeah,
You don't gotta do that no more. Oh, MySpace. Yo, that honestly, that was lit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they had something there.
Social media is your resume right now. So put yourself out there. Post those videos. Post those setups. Post those dances if you're trying to get into a dance crew. All that stuff. Just do it. Just
I
do it.
feel like
Just do
that's
it.
our rap song. Post those videos.
Hey.
Post those dances. Post those lighting setups. Post it. Post it. Post those videos. Someone just auto tune that for us, please, and then just send it.
Yeah, just send it to
Yeah,
us.
just send it to us. We go put it out there.
Have you, this is the most Brooklyn thing. Have you ever felt that people didn't take you seriously because you were black?
Oh, because I was black? Because
Or
I
as a
was
woman.
black?
Or as a woman.
No. But maybe because I was black and a woman?
Mm.
Yes, only maybe once. We're not talking about discrimination. We're just talking about seriously because you be going into the stores in Manhattan and they be looking at you thinking you can't afford a freaking purse, but little do they know. But in terms of like someone not listening, only once. And it was when I was an associate producer. I'm not gonna say the show, but there was a DP. So I was an associate producer. We're in the field in another state. I'm managing the crew, putting together call sheets, making sure everybody gets where they need to be, sorting out logistics, sorting out food. I was literally doing everything. And so we get to this big, huge mansion because we're shooting. Yeah, it's a prominent person. It's a mansion we're shooting at. And I, mentioned to the DP, I was like,
this person had money.
Well, the subject
or the set
did.
had money. Okay.
No, the subject. The set, they never had money, but so they had one person, me, doing everything. But we get to this really big mansion, and so I said to the DP, "Yo, I'm gonna get all of this set up. Can you just scout the location and figure out where you want to set up so that one, I can make sure people don't put their stuff there, crew isn't in that spot, and that I'm not in that spot, and so that we can just start moving things along." He just kind of straight up ignored me and was just like, and just kind of was like chilling. I'm like, but we're gonna be shooting in like, hopefully an hour. Like, you might want to just kind of walk around and see what's going on. He paid me no mind. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna walk around. So I walked around, was looking at some spots. Then the guy who's the producer was like, hey, do we have a spot for that we want to set up for the interview? And the DP was like, oh no, let me go look around at some spots. And because I had already looked around, I was like, oh, I think upstairs by the piano would be great because there's some nice natural lighting. You get the expanded view. And they checked out a couple places and that's where they landed on. But like, dude, you wasted like
so much
20 to 25 minutes because you wanted to wait for the producer to tell you what you should have been doing right away. But aside from that, I am happy to say that I haven't really experienced that. Like, people have been on point and they do what they have to do and they listen. But that's like the only instance that really comes to mind of someone just not really taking you seriously. I was just like, I have hiring power too, right? Like, just like, come on.
I could fire you.
Well, I don't know that I could fire them, but I could be like, I don't know that that's the best person for this shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But luckily I haven't really experienced that aside from that. Have you experienced that? Because you be on set too.
I don't experience it as much now.
Okay.
When I first started, I used to, I think it was more of I wasn't taken seriously because I was new at the time, and because I was a woman. So when I first started out, would be on calls and I would, I could be carrying around 5-10-foot cables or, 6, 15, 25-foot cables. And, here comes a guy talking about, oh, do you need some help, sweetie?
Go sweetie.
Like, no, it's okay. I'm good. Thank you.
I was about to gargle that. It went the water in my mouth.
And no, that's okay. Thank you. Pushing an empty road case back to the truck, and some guy will come along. Oh, you need help with that? Like, bro, we just emptied out. Like, the room is set up, so these road cases are empty. Why are you coming to me asking me if I need help to push an empty road case? Like, are you for real? Like, let's be serious. I encountered that more often. And then when they actually saw me do stuff, then it was, like you really, like, you know what you're doing. Like, you're not just this, damsel in distress or dainty looking girl. Like, no, like you really do this. Then it was, let me help you because we're a team. Let me help you
Facts.
because we're on this together. But that was my experience. Do you ever find it hard to collaborate with people either as one of the few or the only Black woman in a space, like on a set or whatever the case?
What do
Excuse
you mean
me.
by like find it hard to collaborate? You mean like social media or like?
The industry is predominantly white.
Yes.
The industry is also predominantly male. So, do you, on your side of the spectrum of the industry, do you ever find it hard to, I guess, connect with or closely connect with people because they're not women or they're not women of color?
Got you. I would say that in 2026, no. Fortunately for me, a lot of the people that I have reached out to have been open to having a conversation. I've reached out to or have had, conversations with lots of different males, lots of different females, different backgrounds, different diversities, white people, Black people, Australian, Hispanic, Mexican, Asian, you name it. I've reached out or they've reached out and we've had, conversations or, collabs. So I would say that today, I feel like I'm okay. And I feel like there's that good level of communication there. I think when it comes to like maybe brands, that might be a different story. Like certain brands, you might go on their page and only see maybe a certain type of person, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just that's just is what it is. And if there was an outreach, would there be the opportunity or not? I don't know. But so far, what I've encountered has been mostly positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know. Still put yourself out there because there in 2026, there are companies that specifically will hire or they intentionally look for people of color to be a part of what it is that they're doing. So don't let your skin color, don't let your ethnicity deter you from putting yourself out there because
The worst they could say is
no.
no. Jinx, you owe me a soda. I'll take a ginger ale.
All right, fine. Ginger ale, you can tell it, yeah, we are Black because of ginger ale. Canada Dry.
Just promoting stereotypes on your own channel is wild, but sure.
Okay. Last question is, what kind of industry do you want to help build for the next generation of Black women?
I want to build an industry where everyone feels that what they want to do is possible. So, like, I hope that anyone out there who looks like me sees me doing what I'm doing and thinks to themselves, "Oh, I can do that too." So I just want the industry to be more inclusive, more diverse, open to different people from different backgrounds and different experiences. There are a lot of people who don't have a film background, but they have an art background and they're still able to be in the space, or they have a writing background, or they have a sculpting background. There's still a way to incorporate that into film and media. So pretty much it's really as simple. If you want to be in this field, you can. And we're seeing it all over social media. And that's what's one of the good things about social media is you could put yourself out there. Someone can see it and say, "Oh, I can see a potential for how these two things can come together." And then next thing you know, you're in something. So
Right.
I just hope that me being out here and visible to people just encourages people to know that they can get to and achieve their goals, and that there are creative ways to do it. There are budget-friendly ways to do it. And there are fun ways to do it.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Something that we always say in theater is that art is a collaborative effort. You see it more in theater because you have all these different departments that work individually for a specific amount of time, but then we all come together to put on this show. So that notion applies anywhere. You know, I'm sure it applies in film. All the good things that we've said today, if there's one thing to take away from today is put yourself out there, regardless of what skill sets, well, yes, skill sets, regardless of skill level that you think that you're at, still put yourself out there. Someone is going to see you, someone is going to want to work with you. It doesn't matter if you are hand drawn and somebody computer draws, and that, do it anyway. What does Nike say? Just do it. Just do it. That's Nike, right? Yeah, yeah. I didn't know if they changed their slogan, but yeah.
Yeah, they don't need no more advertisement.
My bad.
No, follow your heart. Find good people to work with and partner with. Network and do what you can with what you have. If there's something that's out, yes, and if there's something outside of what you have that you want to do, operate with what you have, do that well, and just keep building towards that goal. Yeah.
Yes. This is Lighting After Dark. If you have any questions, or if you tell us about your experience in the industry, either way, let us know. Once again, this is Lighting After Dark. I'll see you on the next one.